Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to another installment of the 5 o'clock reboot, where we will be starting your week off right. It could let in a child.
Oh, fuck. I was like, oh, we're doing pretty good. I'm not hearing him. And then all of a sudden, I just hear, let in a child. It could let in a child. Huh?
So, what is up with my gain is like all the way down, but I'm still picking up on you. I don't know.
Yeah, same. I think it's good.
That's weird.
There's like a solid 4 inches I need to move over.
I don't think that's the issue. Are you still in frame? Yeah, you're still in frame.
Hell yeah, I'm still in frame, bro.
I am the frame.
I
am the one who frames. Yeah, we'll figure it out in post. But hi.
Hi.
It's been a while now that we're actually getting back into the swing of things. So we're still kind of bumping along. Have been having an interesting week thus far. No fights this time.
Good.
So
that's good.
That's positives. We didn't do a whole lot this week. It's been just dead. It's winter time, so like,
yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah. It that's the way it tends to be around here.
We don't enjoy it, but you know,
yeah.
You get what you get and you do what you do, and boo boo, that's on you.
I went to a few things this week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do tell. But first,
just a little while ago, I went to
But first,
I went to the store.
But
to
first,
purchase something for the podcast.
I think we both had the same objective in mind.
And that we did, and I knew exactly what you were doing, and that's why I kept going. That's why I wasn't acknowledging.
First,
you're like,
Alex, shut up.
You're like, Alex, I never like tell you what to do, but I'm doing it right now.
But shut the fuck up.
But fast. Derek's over. He's like short circuiting.
But yes,
I went to the store a little while ago. You know, and I was like, oh shit, it's Monday. I was like, wow, I need to do things. And I was like, you know, we've tried a lot of things on this podcast.
Yeah,
we have. We've guided people to so many different drinks that we forgot to guide them to one of our mainstays.
Yes.
Like one of those that like we just pick up in a quick hurry because like we wanted to get a little bit of a buzz and
looking to get a little swifty.
Yeah. And you know, we've not talked about this drink, although we've had it a lot. So I think we need to solidify our opinions on this. Also, we've tried so many other things since
this topic.
Yeah, since at least last I've had this. So I'm very curious to see how my opinions have changed.
Yes, we've had different qualities of this particular region. We even had like a saga.
We did. So without further ado, I'm going to reveal I got us some Angry Orchard. And before you guys think, oh, those two are only going to split a 6-pack, absolutely not. I got us 2 6-packs. And you'll see that here in a minute. Whenever I can reach it. I'm a short little guy.
He was like, you think we only got 1 6-pack? We got 2.
I'm over here being like freaking Scarlet Witch. I'm like, there's 2 of them. You just have to believe me.
What mouth? Anyway.
Those of you who get that.
Oh, this requires a bottle opener.
Fuck.
Don't worry. I got it. Entertain the guests while I'm You fucking. I hate you. In the wee hours of the morning. just put it down. Wilson, put it down. And then I'm gonna go get us a bottle opener.
And that's all about love. There we go. Oh, geez. But... Buddy, are you okay? That raptor is Derry. He's in the back. Oh my god, dude. Why? I'm feeling like strange pains in my abdomen. And I think it was the Waffle House. Like, it's very weird.
It's probably the Waffle House.
One of these bad boys. Get me one of them.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we're kind of off to a very rough start. But the opening of the bottle.
Ooh. Oh, sorry,
I heard.
Ooh. like whenever you're like on Wii bowling and like you like get a spare and like all the people behind you. Ooh. Ooh. Probably way better than last week whenever I was trying to fucking pop a cork and I could hear a mouse piss in Wisconsin. There was a guy that comes from a video that I heard on TikTok once, and the guy talking about how his wife was being kept up by a clock that was in another room. It was literally just ticking.
You did not do an opening of the bottle.
You did the opening of the bottle.
But we do the opening of the bottles whenever it's these.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Hold on.
It's too late.
No, it's not.
It's too late.
You think I'm just going to drink this one?
No, but it's too late. You done fucking...
I have a bad track record of this.
Yes, you do. I almost just drank that. I almost just cardinal sin. Grab your bottle, boy.
Two cardinal sins.
Gets on to you about cardinal sin. Proceeds to cardinal sin. Ladies and gentlemen,
man.
First one's free. Always a classic.
Appy juice.
Appy juice.
Dude, that's how I feel when I drink this. There's 2 apples in every bottle, dude. I'm going to be away from doctors forever.
Forever. You know what's funny? You know about my escapades with apple juice.
Yes, I do know about your escapades with apple juice.
This never does that to me.
Really?
I have drank like a 12-pack before and did not get the shits.
Drink a 12-pack of beer, buddy. You want to talk about something that'll give you the shits?
Exactly.
Dude, I drank a 12-pack.
Those natty daddies?
Never
Again.
I would never drink. I don't think I would. You know what? No. Even if someone said, hey, man, do you want a beer? And I was like, fuck yeah, what you got? And they said, the only thing I've got's natty daddies. I would say, no.
Water's fine, thanks.
Water's fine. Actually, as a matter of fact, your dog looks like he needs to piss. I'll just drink that.
Honestly,
more tasty.
I think I'll just drink his piss. Tell you what, you let him drink it, and I'll drink what comes out.
Could you jerk your dog off and let him fucking...
What the... Alex, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I gotta do all I can to get the laughs, man. I'm just kidding.
So we were going to have an improvement in quality. Were being the optimal word.
Oh,
I'm very salty about this.
I'm salty about something else too.
So we have a camera that we were supposed to use.
Yeah.
Battery was full. The nanosecond we're ready to record, it dies.
Literally. Like, Derek said, dude, we're good to go. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, your brother was like, hey, what's that music note mean? And the low battery sign. And then it turns off.
The nanosecond.
Literally.
I was so mad.
I'm so happy right now. I'm sorry. Not because of the battery thing, but because we're drinking Angry Orchard. You know what I'm salty about right now?
What?
You said were, and it made me think in the past tense. You know what we did not?
What? Fucking B-roll,
The
I guess.
Fucking B-roll, I guess.
Well,
you know what? It's fine.
it's Angry Orchard.
It's
you know
Angry
what it looks
Orchard.
like.
Exactly.
You been to
Also-
Food City? You seen what it looked like.
Also, in case you're curious, that's what it looks like. Well, that's what it looks like.
This episode is going nowhere.
Dude,
we are
it's-
so just bumped out. It's
I drunk a fucking Big Papa Red Bull.
Big Papa.
I finished my Big Papa Red Bull, popped a shit, and now I'm drinking alcohol.
We're ready to
And
go.
it's 3:30 in the morning.
Let's fucking go, I
Let's
guess.
fucking go. So, the things that I did this week. I went because we won a little thing from this bridal show I went to. And it was these people that were selling cookware. And if we went, we were going to get a couple crystal champagne flutes, a $600 voucher for wedding bands, and a 3-day, 2-night vacation stay, all inclusive, just to go and listen to these people try to sell us cookware. But it was in Knoxville, and Madison and I, like, on the way out there, we were like, "We're not gonna buy this cookware, right?" And she was like, no, we are not gonna buy this cookware." And I was like, okay. So we go, and the guy was freaking awesome. I loved the guy. And his wife was really cool too. And like there was a couple other couples, you know. And we listened to this guy talk for like 2 hours about this cookware.
Oh, God.
Now, and he demonstrates it for us, right? Like cooks us a little bit of stuff. And it was pretty ballin'. He was like, in the beginning, he talked about like how it was made in Germany, right? And like all this other stuff was going on. And bless his heart, man, like he was trying really hard to like sell it while like giving his little presentation. Like after talking about how this was made in Germany, he's like, and he like goes through and shits on like every other cookware. You know, he's like, aluminum? Yeah. And he like rubs the inside of it. He's like, see this? That's coming off in your food. You're eating aluminum. Doctors say that's bad. You know? And then like, he was like, cast iron? Cast iron's fucking awesome. Shit heats up evenly. But you go to grab that thing right there. You're gonna burn yourself. You know? Or, and I was like, that's what oven mitts are for.
Yeah, excuse me. That's
And he was like, and they're kind of hard to maintain. And I'm like, you can do it. Like goes through like all the different materials, and then their cookware, like has like these layers in it, right? And like it was pretty cool cookware. But if I were a professional chef, hell yeah, I would spend the money on it. But I'm not gonna pay thousands of dollars.
No, see, I always find that
11
to be,
pieces of cookware, sorry.
I find that to be ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, everything that I've used today has never caused me any issue. They always talk about like ease of lift, ease of slide, whatever. Cooking oil.
Like, he was like, you want to see how easy this is? He was like, I'm going to fry some chicken. I'm going to cook these vegetables. Like all this other stuff. All their lids have like a little whistle. And when it reaches like, it's like 160 some odd or maybe 170 some odd degrees, that's like when your germs are like fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like in your veggies.
Big
And your
vegetables.
veggies and your other stuff. So he's like, that way, like, you don't lose all that moisture and your vegetables like will like maintain their nutrients and stuff, because like the longer you cook them, like the more they lose, right? And he threw these vegetables like all in together.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Are you fingering your Angry Orchard right now?
Yes.
All right, continue. I literally, so like I was just listening to you talk. I was like, I was into it, and then I just heard. I was like, is that from my mic? Oh no. But I literally I was just sitting there and I just heard. Literally.
Yeah, this right here. This will make up for the opening of the bottle.
I heard that and I was like, is that my mic?
I'm so sorry for being so disruptive.
No.
And fingering my bottle so aggressively.
No, I was just like, I just heard.
Okay, so everybody, I did this. And you heard that. But whenever he was doing the thing, I was doing this. Sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyway.
It literally was just slipping each and every single finger in there, just vibing.
But anyway.
Anyway.
This guy was talking about like how he and like he's like, I got squash and broccoli and
You were
carrots.
like, great.
And threw it all in this one pot with like a little bit of water. And cooked that, and he was like, most of the time when you cook like squash, you can't cook your vegetables like together because your flavors will like blend together. You know what I mean? And like all this other stuff, like blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I was like, I'm so glad my fiance's with me right now, because if I had the money, this guy's selling me on it. You know what I mean?
He is selling it to me.
And he was like, I'm going to fry this chicken. He was like, it's going to be fried, and I'm not even going to touch it. Like, he throws the chicken in the hot little kettle, throws a little bit of seasoning on it, covers it, and it cooks for like 10 minutes. And whenever he was done, the vegetables, like, each individually tasted ballin'. And like you could tell that like nothing was blending. And the chicken was cooked through and good, and everything was done in like 10 minutes. Now,
I always have an issue with this kind of stuff, because that pot, that pan, that skillet works, right? But then you take it home, and now it might not do what his did.
there is a chance of that. I don't know if that's the way it would go, because the company's been in business for a long fucking time, and you don't see their stuff at retail stores. You know what I'm saying?
Still.
But anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, because this guy said that he's been doing this for 15 years. Starts it off and is talking about how it's German, and like he had like knives, and they had like china, and they had like a whole bunch of stuff. But he was really demonstrating the cookware, and he's going on about like how great this cookware is, and he says, and it is 100% American. And then stops for a second, and his wife's like in the back. I forgot she was even there, and he goes, honey, I'm sorry, where was I? And she goes, warranty. I'm not kidding. She sounded like she sounded more masculine than he did, and that's fine. But like, it just caught me off guard because I had not heard her say a word the whole time. And then it's just, honey, where was I? Warranty. It's like, oh shit. And he was not at the warranty part. But while he was talking, and he had the vegetables like cooking, and he was talking about like the heat transfer of the pot, right? And it was really cool because like how like the layers of the metals and stuff that they were using, whatever the fuck.
There's science, math, mumbo jumbo, the wizardry.
Oh yeah. But he was talking, wasn't even paying a lick of attention, had this little electric burner, like this little like tiny burner, and like had the kettles on there, and they were turned on, glowing orange, and like had the pots on there for like maybe 6 minutes. They were hot. And he's over there, and he's talking, and he just grabs one by the lid and goes, fuck. It was great. I looked at Madison, she looked at me, and I was like, this guy's selling shit? He goes, fuck. He went, shit. 100% American. Where was I? Warranty. Anyway, it was a ride, man. But what I like about the salesman is he didn't push, because like we got the like gifts and stuff just for going. So at the end of it, he was like, you know, if you'll go back to one of those tables, we'll see about setting you up with some cookware and getting you like set up on the like stuff that you got for coming. And he helps this one couple, and then he comes over to us and he says, what cookware do you want? And I was like, man, because dude, I'm telling you right now, the full price of this stuff, like, okay, full price. I swear this guy just made these numbers up off the top of his head. I really think
there's no way he didn't.
Because like the prices in red, I feel like that may be what the company had, but he was like, since y'all are here today, I get to give y'all killer discounts, right?
Yeah, killer discounts.
All right, yeah, it knocked off a couple grand, but you're still paying a couple grand, and I ain't fucking with it. And the guy was like, so what cookware am I setting you up with? And I was like, man, straight up, that ain't gonna work in our budget. And he goes, okay, so you want the champagne flutes or the photos? And I was like, that's literally all I had to say. I was like, I didn't have to like fight you off of this sale. Like, no.
Well,
the guy's making a killing if one person buys cookware, because you know he's making like $500 or $600.
So I know where this guy kind of gets to with that kind of attitude, right?
Yeah.
Because there's it not my dad, but my dad at the time worked at Blue Green.
Oh God.
So he would fully understand you being like, no, I don't want it. Because he'd be like, yep, okay, here's your free gift. Get the fuck out. Because like, yeah, you know, just showing up there just to get the gifts. I'm pretty sure that's what some people did. Also, I'm 95% sure now that whole thing was a sham. It was full out a scam. There's no way. There is no way on this planet that was an actual profitable sale for like you buying that product.
Well, so if I were to have bought it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, let's say that I even went with like one of the littler packages, right? Like the 3-piece, like saucepans. the prices of the rest of the stuff, like the discounts, would have followed me because like of the account. Right? It would have created an account and like locked in the discounted prices.
Yeah.
Or so he says. But the payment for the first 6 months is half of what the payment would normally be if you sign up to do it as a payment.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So 6 months, you're looking at like $60, right? The interest rate, which compounds annually, is 17% of the total, or 17%.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you pay for 6 months, do all that, you knock it down a little bit, right? But if that compounds, you're adding another 10 months to your payment.
That was a scam.
Yeah. Now, the warranty was pretty ballin'. Like,
Could you tell me what this company is? I want to do some research while you talk.
shit.
You don't have to say it on recording.
I'll see if I can find it.
Because I want to do some research here. Because I had this exact thing happen to me, but it wasn't for an infomercial. It was for a quote-unquote audition.
Yeah?
It was called The Little Big Show. Now, if I were to Google this right now, Big Show. So this was like a Little Big Shot. So Little Big Show. Yeah. This stuff was in 2017. This was something that was supposed to be a thing forever ago. Now, they hosted quote-unquote auditions for this.
Okay.
Right. Where people were supposed to just go there and be there. And you were supposed to pay these people money.
To audition?
No, not to audition, to go there and do this whole thing.
Oh.
And I can tell you right now, I don't recognize any of these people who I was with who auditioned, because I made sure to get the names of these people. I don't really remember their names off the top of my head, of course, but it was called Little Big Show. And whenever they told us that we had to we had to pay them money, and it was not a guarantee that we would get on the show, we started asking questions. And he did not like my questions.
Really?
Yeah. And so I said something to the effect of, so we have to pay money to potentially be on the show. I said, so you are aware that that's not how that works. You pay the talent for coming on the show.
Yes.
We do not pay to be put on the show. You pay us so that you make money off the ratings and being aired and things like that. And he leaned in and he said, do you really think that you know how this works? At the time, I'd been doing entertainment for
A while.
about 6 years. So I wasn't, a genius in the field, but I knew enough.
Enough to know that you're getting scammed?
Yeah. And so looking at it, apparently there is a show called Little Big Show. Apparently, but see, Little Big Show doesn't come up. Little Big Shots comes up.
Little Big Shots?
Little
That's
Big
the show
Shots.
that Steve Harvey hosted, isn't it?
Yes. So Little Big Show is just like this shit. This guy. Who wasn't there. This was going to have the guy who played Esteban from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on it. That's how I started to know. They put big names into this, people who are going to be like the host of the show and shit. And I was like, okay. All right. I'll humor them. I'll go to it. So I went to go to it, and they just had us do some cold rating and stuff like that. And they tried to tell me how to read. I said, this is an audition. I was like, you give me the pointers so that I can give you my interpretation. So that if you don't like my interpretation, you can go to somebody else.
Right.
This is what acting is. Me
Exactly.
becoming what you need. You not telling me what you need.
Right.
And so they kept on tweaking things and trying to change things out. And I was like, look, we all know that this is a scam. Like, I was like, I talked to everyone in that other room. You're making us pay money to go do this. Either you guys have no funding or it's a scam. And most of us left.
You didn't pay, did you?
Fuck no. No. To potentially be on a show?
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
I was so pissed.
Dude, the thing about like things that are done like hardcore professional like that, you know, or not like that. That's not like that. But I was talking to somebody that we know who shall not be named on this pod. Somebody that you're not a big fan of. And they had a role to be like in this like little show, like a little kind of a production, you know? And they were going to be like a president of some kind, right? And there were talks of like a really big channel buying this show. And the guy talked to the director and he was like, hey, so if this channel buys this show, like what's going to happen? The guy was like, well, if they buy the show and take over, they're probably going to put a big name in your role. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, like, if, for example, HBO buys a show, they're going to put, like, fucking, oh, what's his name? A big name actor in a lead role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to keep Joe Blow out of East Tennessee who's making his role to stardom. You know what I mean?
They would use someone who they know is, like, they know for a fact is competent, not gamble it.
Exactly. You know?
Which one was this?
Those of you on the live, tell no one.
Tell no one. Oh, we love him.
Watch him be watching. Watch him be the one viewer. He's just like, Alex, you son of a bitch.
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, Alex.
I would love to see him try.
I have some tea on that.
Well.
That funny little fellow. Not so much tea, but just kind of like a weird habit. If you remind me later, we'll talk about it.
Absolutely, I'll remind you, because it'll be like 7 in the morning.
Yeah. God, it's only been 35 minutes. Whoa.
We've actually talked about some pretty good stuff so
far.
far.
We're covering some ground, ladies and gents.
We're going to make some progress on these drinks tonight, though, because this is a drink that you and I both like.
Oh, yeah. I finished my bottle before you, which never happens.
Like, I casually drink this stuff on the reg, and I love this effect on my voice. I hardcore... Hold on.
You thought darkness was your ally.
Hold on.
You merely adopted this feature. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Molded by it. I didn't see the light till I was a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. Blinding. I wonder which would break first. Your spirit or your body?
Have we passed the amount of time that we're allowed to do this shit? Oh, man. It sounds like I'm like somewhere else. So for those of you on Spotify, this is going to be fun.
Derek, help. I'm stuck in a tiny pill bottle. Been shrunken. Floating.
This is really not our week, is it?
It's a Viagra bottle.
Viagra.
Viagra.
It's a Viagra bottle. I've been nibbling on it for weeks. My dick's been hard for years.
What the fuck? You've been nibbling on it for weeks, but your dick's been hard for years.
It's not supposed to make much sense, man.
Oh, don't. So you're on the right track there, Chief. Keef. Oof.
Keef? Not here. Not in this country.
No, in this country, I tell you what, by God, I'm going to let them in them don't do damn thing.
Not in this state.
Yet.
Right.
there's some talks.
Been talks for years, man.
But there's been some serious talks lately.
Well, yeah, because like they snuck it in with like Delta 8, and like the like average consumer can purchase it, and they're like, "Wow, this is kind of like getting drunk, but I don't have a headache, and I'm not dehydrated, and I don't have the shits. I just really like Oreos now."
I just really like Oreos.
Oreos are balling, bro.
I'm more of a Cheetos Puff kind of guy right now. It's beside my bed right now.
Dude, I have this problem. We're late at night. Late at night, I will break into my little cabinet and get a snack. By snack, I mean a bag of chips that I had bought at the grocery store. Not a little tiny bag, not a snack size bag. No, nay, says I. A full bag of salt and vinegar chips.
Ugh.
And I eat them all.
I hate salt and vinegar chips.
Dude, it's so bad. My lip was like, it felt weird. My lips
Well,
felt
yeah.
weird.
It's salt and vinegar just sitting on your lips.
Yeah, I had fucking acid burn on my lips.
That's how that works.
Dude, but they're so good.
See, well, I say that. But see, whenever I was a kid, I would literally eat so much sunflower seeds or peanuts. Like I would stick the whole peanut shell in my mouth and suck the salt of it. It got so bad that my inner mouth would peel. It would shed a layer of skin.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I could literally peel my tongue off, and I was just like, more sunflowers.
I could literally pull my tongue out. It's I love that bird, man.
I could pull my tongue out and
Fucking what is this show?
This episode is
different, bro.
it's literally like almost 4 a.m.
It's 4 a.m. It's been almost 40 minutes of just and the guy sticks his hand on the thing and says fuck, and then warranty, and then hat.
I'm so sorry, guys. This episode is just, if you guys don't watch this episode, I will fully understand.
Hat.
And for the people on Spotify, there's no saving you.
Shrock. Purple.
I want a parrot so bad.
Plastic. Dude, I don't think I'd know what to do with a parrot.
I know what I would do with a parrot.
You better elaborate right now.
I would teach it so much shit.
Dude, yeah, I know you would.
I would teach it to do some just outlandish shit. I would teach it that if it brings me money, I would give it treats.
That's illegal.
No, it isn't.
There was a lady who was doing that with her pet ferret.
But that's a pet ferret, not a bird.
Are you going to be this Supreme Court case?
Probably.
Oh my God. Dude, whenever you said that you have plans, I thought you were meaning like if there's ever a night when you're like really lonely. I'm not saying that you're going to fuck the parrot. I need to get that out right now. But like you'll be laying there and you're like, about to, about to slap, cook the chicken. And you're just like, I need something kind of auditory. Hey, could you, you just like look at your parrot, talk dirty to me, and it goes, suck. And you're just like, there it is. Or you're like, talk dirty to me, it goes, fuck me. Fuck. Yeah, baby. What? Like it just went.
Alex?
You're in your bedroom and it goes, oh yeah, Tim. And
So I have. This is going to be a sexcapade. Before any of you want to freak out, plug your ears.
the episode just got good. So for all of you who have hung in, here's your reward.
I'll try to talk about this in brief detail because I'm not wanting to get too graphic here. You son of a bitch. So I was with this girl and I consider myself to be an adventurous fella. There's a handful of things I won't really do. I say a handful, but it's really not really just a handful of things I won't really do. So we're getting jiggy with it, you know. We're getting ready to do the old Texas tango, the 10-toe tango, the heels to Jesus. We're gonna fuck, and we're just kind of, you know how like it's between that point in time between making out, foreplay, and just full blown fucking. So spots in between where they're just kind of getting you riled up. They're trying to like say some shit. So we're just kind of
like, yeah, lick my ear. No,
not that. But we're just like,
lick my bird.
We're getting all sensual. We're getting really into it. She goes, spit in my
mouth. No.
So vividly. I was like, what the fuck?
Hold on a second. I got to do a vocal warm up. No.
But that's not the best part. So she goes like, spit in my mouth. I go, what? So I kind of just left that. We left it, and then we got to hitting the hanky panky, and we're just going. And I withdrawed and made a deposit, but I made it into the second account.
You made it. Wait, hold on. You made a withdrawal.
Instead of putting it back into my first account, you
took it out of your checking and you put it into your savings.
Oh, I put it into the savings.
You put it into the savings. You know that account that
you don't really touch.
You use on special occasions.
Yeah. Some people never touch that account. Some people exclusively touch that account. Yeah.
Some people just have cash in a savings.
I mean,
but
and so I went into the savings account, and we're still just casually going. Just casually going.
So you just
yeah,
and just kept,
and we kept going, and then she looks back at me and she goes,
"Did she make that face?"
No, she was like, she made the fuck me eyes, but she was like, she went, "You're in my ass." And I was like, "Oh."
I thought you were just clenching.
I was like, "Is that all right?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, just keep going. There's my sexcapade. But see, my fear is that no matter what, if I had a bird and they just so happen to like the phrase, spit in my mouth or you're in my ass, That bird has ruined my relationships in the future. That bird single-handedly would ruin everything.
Oh, hey, so this is the pad, and this is Chevron. Smack my mouth.
No, I'm thinking like long-term relationship. You guys are just chilling, maxing, relaxing, all cool, watching some Hulu, and then the bird just goes, "Spit in my mouth," and then she just looks at me like, "Who's spitting in whose mouth?" And you're just like,
It was a long time ago, sweetie. In my ass.
Ow, fuck.
You don't put it in my ass. You're like, You want me to? See, there's so many great things that could come from this, Derek.
There's a video
Wow!
that I think you sent me or I sent you. The guy was like, "I've never been called the N-word by any other race. Never before." And they're like, "You're really?" And then there's the one guy that goes, "You ready?" He's like, "Oh,
No.
that shit fucking sick." That man was on another plane of existence. That man was ready. He had a lot of pent-up aggression.
How do you just sit there with that ready to be fired out?
It was,
You know
dude, it
what I
was
mean?
in the chamber.
The guy.
Bro, he was on the trigger. The trigger was on the wall, ready to break. He was like, "You ready?"
That's awful.
That man had some demons.
Oh my God. You know, I remember there's like Vietnam War flashbacks going on in my mind right now. Oh man. I remember drinking Angry Orchard, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Whenever I said Vietnam War flashbacks, I was talking about like coming home, you know. Not like getting home, because that sucked too, but like that brief few hours, you know, when you knew it was over. Pleasant times.
I miss it,
Dude,
so bad.
my buddy Justin, there was a time or two that I rode to play D&D with him in another group, and I was like, man, I'm not going to drink tonight. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. I'm going to go. I'm going to play, because every time I go, I drink and I get a little drunk, and I need to not, right? I need to just focus. And he says, okay. Drives. We get there, and like, I'm talking about something, cracks a beer, hands it to me. And like, and I'm talking, I'm not thinking about it, and I just grab it and I go, "You bitch." And he goes, "What?" I said, "You know what you're doing." He was like, "Handed you a beer." And I was like, "Well, since we're here."
But see, you also could have been like, "Nah," but
I
instead
could've
you were
been.
like,
You know, I went at it like fucking.
"That was a bad idea."
What was a bad idea?
Down in that.
No, it wasn't.
That set my tummy to upsetty. Ooh,
It's just Angry Orchard.
let's make my belly angry. I got to burp.
Burp. Do it.
Something just reoriented itself in my stomach.
You little burp shy there, buddy?
See a cool trick?
Hey, close your eyes and think back to like being with that person, and instead of spit in my mouth, like they look at you and they go, "Burp in my mouth." I
That is
regret
foul.
everything. I hate
Go see something cool?
Yeah. I feel like this is a simulation and I'm an NPC and like you're the main character and somebody is like pressing the burp button. Because like, you know, like those games. Okay, so there was a crash game, a crash racing game called Crash Tag Team Racing. And like you were at a theme park, right? Now during the loading screen, you could burp. Like you could press a button and it would burp.
Part of me remembers this.
And like you could just like tap the button over and over and it'd be like, you know, like all the different burps.
Part of me remembers this.
Sometimes it would fart.
Part of me remembers this.
There's
Let's
also,
see.
oh, go ahead.
What I did is I burped inward so that I could burp more outward.
You sucked the air in, didn't you?
Yep. So I go.
That kind of triggers gas from your stomach too, doesn't it?
Tries to.
You know, I have a buddy of mine who can fart on command like that.
That is a talent I wish to obtain one day.
No, you do not know. There's a secret danger that lies with this power.
I would take the risk.
Buddy, so let me tell you a story that one of my cousins told me about his buddy, or his cousin, and like, we're all friends, you know, the three of us. And he was at his buddy's house. My cousin was at his buddy's house. Or my cousin was at his cousin's house. I'm not cousins with his cousin. Like it's a marriage thing, you know, but so we're going to say his buddy's house. And they're laughing. His buddy is rolling back because like you suck air in, burp, sucks air in to fart. And like he's like laying back on the floor, like got his legs up near his head, you know, and he's like, they're laughing. And he's like, oh my gosh, rolls back. And then he rolls back real far, and I'm pretty sure his feet touch the floor, and he swings his legs down and sits up, and he goes, I just pooped myself. And my cousin was like, no. And they start like, wah, like just dying laughing. Dude, the fucking strips butt naked, throws his underwear in the bathtub. And then shits. like major shits.
I would take that risk.
Could you imagine doing that after like Taco Bell or something?
Oh my god. You just, there's always like a look.
You'd christen the curtains with that, bud.
You would freckle the walls is what you do.
You speckle the spackle. Have you ever speckled the spackle?
There's like those girls who do that makeup tutorial to like add freckles onto their face. They're like, next up we're gonna be adding up freckles, and you see a butt come into frame.
No.
Just
awful. Okay, flashback. You're with that girl.
You're in.
Not that. She looks at you.
She goes, fart in my
shit
mouth.
in my mouth. Listen, there's something for everybody. No.
That is not for me.
Not for me either, man.
Freckle my face.
Shit in my mouth.
Freckle my face.
Oh, man. I almost shit myself. I laughed so hard. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding.
Didn't you just have a shit?
Yeah.
That burp has been sitting here this whole time. And it just does not want him to come out.
No.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be able to do that around your buddy.
Somebody wants to go live.
No. Go away.
I'm sorry, friend.
Go away.
Sorry, friend. You can join us another time.
9 times out of 10, people who want to do that are just people who are going to be mean anyway. They're going to be little trolls.
So flashback, you're with that girl on the... You don't look so... Actually, I take it back. You look really good with that face mask. You're like...
Fucking... God.
I wish I like that. You know? Could you imagine having like super defined features?
You'd be a lady killer. I'd hate it.
I would go to jail.
Elaborate.
I mean, if I was a lady killer, I would go to jail. That's
Shut
murder.
the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Jeez, guys over here are like, you'd be a dog fucker, you know. Kidding.
Shut up.
So I'll tell you, did I ever tell you about a buddy of mine who mistold one of my stories?
No.
So I told this buddy of mine a story that my papa had told me. There was nothing dirty that happened. It was something that happened. And my friend, you know how whenever like you hear a good story, how like sometimes you embellish some things, you know, when you tell a story.
Spice up the story.
Yeah. Like, for example, when my mom tells a story, she could see a green snake that's about that big, and all of a sudden it's an anaconda that was like across the whole road. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I caught a fish that was this big. That was actually this big. It was actually this big.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy told this story to somebody else that I was working with, and all of a sudden, it was no longer my grandfather, but I had sodomized a dog, apparently.
Wow, what?
And they said, yeah, no, this guy told us the story. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. No,
Woo.
that did not happen. And then I told them the story, and they were like, oh, that is a far cry. And I was like, mm-hmm. So I caught that person. I said,
I did what to a dog?
you think I did what with a corn cob? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Allegedly.
and he was like, I thought that's what you said. And I was like, no, I didn't even do that motion when I was telling the story. Because like when the guy told the story, he was doing this little thing. And I was like, no, incorrect.
Correct.
Not correct.
So,
That was wild.
what was the story?
No, it's not. We would get banned. I'll tell you later.
This is weird. This has been going on for an hour and I'm already getting fucked.
No way.
Ciders have a special effect on me.
Do they really?
Yeah. Ciders and sake.
Guess I got a drinking problem because I just missed my mouth.
I could see that.
Seen the Airplane movie?
Yeah. Airplanes?
Airplane. Yeah, fucking love that movie. Dude, Leslie Nelson.
What a guy.
I love that kind of comedy.
There
That
we go.
Random.
Just came up.
There we go. Feel better?
More room. Okay, we get it. You drink.
I haven't been drunk last week.
That was a good drink too.
Dude, it was.
Oh my god.
We're on a pretty good tear thus far with drinks.
I wanna get a little gang together. Like 40 dudes. Like 40 dudes.
What purpose?
And I dress up as Edward Kenway,
Oh, okay.
and we all fuck.
You want to choreograph a fight, don't you?
Yeah. A wrestling fight.
We're naked, right? Thank God.
But
I'm getting so tired of doing like entertainment jobs where I'm wearing clothes.
so I want to get like 40 dudes, and they all dress as pirates. I dress as Kenway, and we just go and storm Tennessee Legend. We just flood Tennessee Legend.
We do a tasting and sing sea shanties.
Yes. Yes. Can you imagine?
Okay, so there's a few with us here in the live. You who are here in the live, would you be willing to dress as pirates and come with us
On an adventure.
and sing with us? You who is watching on YouTube, will you don the garb?
Will you don the garb? Will you, listening on Spotify, would you don the garb to become the pirate's mates? Will you take up the mantle? But
I will do it.
I'm wanting to do it so bad. And we all storm there. We do tasting, we see sea shanties. We all buy shit, tip the bartenders, obviously, and then just leave.
And then never go back. And then
never go back.
We will be that Tennessee. We will be the legend
We
of
will
Tennessee
be the
legend.
Tennessee Legend.
Speaking of pirates in Tennessee, that reminds me. Dude, this episode is going everywhere. Like, we're just like... spit in my mouth. Polly. Now we're ready to fucking... You know. Hat.
Pirates.
Yeah. Do you know what the East Tennessee State University mascot is?
A pirate?
Yes. Buccaneer. Go Bucks.
Buck, yeah. This is Buck, the vocab dog. If we do not beat this vocab bowl, and you don't do your bucking vocab, I kill the dog.
What the fuck?
Have you ever seen that?
I had a stroke listening to that.
Oh my god, hold on. I'll pull it up real quick.
This is Buck the Boat. Damn it.
Buck, the vocab dog.
Listen up, you guys. Let's talk about the vocab bowl. I know we're winning right now, but I want to expand our lead. Ashe County Middle School is closing the gap. So to motivate you, I've got this mascot. Stand by.
Oh my god, that's a real dog.
This is Buck. Buck, the vocab mascot, to encourage you to do your bucking vocab. If you don't do your bucking vocab and we lose the vocab bowl, I kill the dog.
Whoa.
If we lose the vocab bowl, I kill the dog.
This is Buck the vocab dog. So if you don't do your bucking vocab,
And we lose the bucking vocab bowl, I kill the dog. That's so fucking funny.
this goes back to the Leslie Nelson thing, dude. The random humor. Random humor, dude. Like, did you ever see Naked Gun?
Have I seen Naked Gun?
Dude, like when he's whenever she's on the ladder and he looks up and he goes, "Nice beaver." Which, by the way, for reference, first time I ever watched that movie, I had no clue that beaver was slang for that. And she handed down the beaver and I was like, oh, she must have just really been getting down that beaver. You know? I feel so many things I missed as a child.
Alex.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw something on you here. Do you not watch our videos?
I watch them sometimes.
Mm.
Why? I've talked about this.
Yeah. So you just asked me if I watched Naked Gun. But you, sir, forgot something.
What did I forgot?
Whenever you told those terrible puns towards the beginning of the pod. What clip would I insert into the video?
Show me. I'm sorry. Also, my mic didn't pick up that. What I said was, I need you to show me.
I need you to... me.
I need you to... my... Ow. But I can clear my throat and they can hear it in China. I remember that. Yes, I know that one.
That's from Naked Gun.
Which one?
I've
only seen the first one.
Or the third.
So that was not the first one.
Naked Gun 3.
That's why I haven't seen that. I didn't know that was from Naked Gun.
Yeah.
I've not seen the trilogy. I've just seen
I
the first one.
specifically remembered that scene and I was like, I need that.
Yeah, do you know how many times, like, I remember that very clearly.
Because it's perfect.
So, yes, I have seen the thing you're referencing from the videos.
That's from Naked Gun.
Well, now I know.
You fake. I love that so much.
I love how that's the fucking thing now.
You fake.
I know exactly what you mean.
You fake.
You fake. Oh my god. Never again will I get that drunk in my life. I think I will die if I get that drunk again in my life.
You fake.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. I have something special for next week's episode, by the way.
Yep.
My fiance, who knows me very well. Hi, everyone. Got me a card game for my birthday.
Yep.
Yeah.
When was your birthday?
December 22nd. I forgot to, like...
You failed to tell me your birthday? You piece of shit? You fuck?
We talked about it on the pod.
Did we?
Yes.
I'm drunk. I don't remember.
It's all good. Because, like, we took a hiatus in that time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I don't.
But
you
anyway, I forgot to tell you about the thing that she got me.
What she get you?
It's a card game that I will bring to our next recording.
Oh.
It's a trivia game.
Trivia.
Guess what it's about?
Huh.
Conspiracy theories.
Oh.
And there's a lot that I hadn't heard of.
The birds are fake.
Dude, I heard about conspiracies like fucking Pepsi.
Oh.
There it went. I bet you we're banned now. Because that's what happens every time the fucking thing falls. So, for those of you on YouTube and Spotify, our TikTok live just fell off of its holder.
Yeah.
And every time this happens, when he picks it up, we're banned. But it's trivia about conspiracy theories. And I remember very clearly... oh god, he's going down. This would be the perfect time for me to sodomize my... I mean... Shit. Are we going? We're still going. Woo! Let's go. Dude, we didn't even draw attention to that in this episode. Like, we just glazed over that. You fake. But, yes, it is. But did you know that there is a conspiracy theory that Pepsi uses cells from aborted fetuses? Yeah. That's a fucking conspiracy theory. You know what's another wild conspiracy theory that I heard of? Did you know that the U.S. government, while they were like making legislation about trips to Mars and shit, did not prohibit slave labor? Yeah. Like, based on what that thing said, which, take this with a grain of salt, because I had no fucking clue and I couldn't find good sources. The sources that's on the card is their website, which obviously is going to be a little biased. But the thing said that colonies in Mars currently, so they believe that we're currently on Mars, believe that currently on Mars, we are using slave labor.
It's kind of a stretch to think that we could have colonies on Mars.
Yeah, it's a stretch to think that we're on Mars actively.
Bit of a stretch.
A bit.
Bit of a big stretch.
Buddy, we got a complete spectrum of conspiracy theorists. We've got people who believe that we have yet to get to the moon. And then we have people who believe that we have completely made it to Mars. A whole ass another planet away.
Yeah.
That's bonkers, bro.
That's weird.
The fact that they're like, yeah, not only can humans like live in space for fucking ever without coming back, they're on another planet.
They're just vibing on another planet.
With different gravity and
with slave labor.
Completely different atmosphere. And
but why would we use slave labor?
I don't fucking know.
That ship has sailed, my guy.
But here's the reason why I'm like, I don't know if that's real. Because they believe that the U.S. government kidnapped children and sent them to Mars.
That would explain a lot of missing children's cases.
You know what else explains missing children's cases? Bears.
Well, yeah.
That's horrible.
Check the poop.
Yeah, dude. I check my poop every day.
I check my poop for children as well.
Oh, no, I don't check it for children. You see, what my poop comes from, I've got a pretty good idea as to what my poop comes from.
I would certainly hope that you don't just have a pretty good idea. I would hope that you have like a certainty.
I've just got a good idea. I can't be certain of anything.
I guess that's true. You can do a lot of stuff in your sleep.
How much do you trust your eyes, Derry?
I wear glasses. I don't fucking trust them with shit. You see the world different than I see the world.
Yeah, yes. So you also trust that the way that you are perceiving the world is real.
I have always talked about this.
Had to make sure you're there.
As something weird. So I talked about you may perceive color different than the way that I perceive color. Right? So
Yes.
like, this is blue.
Yes.
Yes. But see,
It's like a navy blue, but yeah.
yeah. So like, I see this as blue. While you're blue, for any reason, this is obviously just a tinfoil hat theory. You could be seeing like hot pink, and that could be your navy blue. But we would never know this because our brain and our eyes see it the way that we see it, and I can't see through your eyes.
How do you describe navy blue? What is an adjective you would give to navy blue?
Let's see, that's the thing. This color is what I perceive. This color is what you perceive. We see the same color in our own eyes, but you could be seeing a totally different color. But we would never know. Because we see through our own eyes and not each other's.
Okay. So is navy blue like a darker color for you?
Yes.
Okay. Now what does like dark mean to you?
Dark.
Means like a lack of light, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the sun is bright, right?
Yeah. Literally burn your retinas.
Yes. So our brights are the same.
Well, no.
Which
I
mean
think
that our
I think
darks
you're
are the
missing what I'm talking about.
You mean like the actual colors that we could be perceiving are different?
Yes. So like a strawberry for you could be what I would see as green. But for you, your green is the red of the strawberry. But my red could be fucking purple.
But like we were raised to see those things and be like, this
As
is the color.
that color. Exactly.
So like what I see as purple, you could see as green.
Exactly. But we would have no way of knowing that because you can't see through my eyes and I can't see through your eyes. Now, obviously, this could be just a bunch of hocus pocus brain fart.
But Derry, color, the reason why colors like are is because of wavelengths of light.
Yes.
That determine like what we see, right? Like there's a little bit of the spectrum where the colors are.
Yeah.
Right?
The way that it works is light,
Or like light bounces
off of an
things
object.
and it gets to our eyes.
Yes. And that's
Right.
how we perceive the color, which is why I think that could be possible because we have rods and cones in our eyes that produce the color that we see.
Yes.
But there's always a possibility that your rods and cones are not, that they operate differently. Now, of course, there's no way to prove it or disprove it because even with like eye transplants, your brain still processes the color.
Right.
So, you know,
But your rods and cones aren't in your brain.
no, but your brain processes the rods and cones, the signals produced by your eye.
True.
Fuck.
That was really deep.
This is shit that goes on in my brain all the time.
That beats the hell out of what goes on in my brain.
No, them.
You know what goes on in my brain?
What?
Dark Souls and Elden Ring lore.
That's better than what goes on through my brain. Not to sound edgy or anything, but there's some shit that goes on up here that's just like, ugh. But I will say that I've been better. Because, so like, ever since I was like a kid, I've been unhealthily fascinated with death. Like the concept, right?
It's interesting.
Because as I didn't follow a religion at the time, I was like, after you die, that's over. It's done. You're dead. Done. So even today, well, it's like every now and then, I'll just have like a thought. Random thought that just sends me into a depressional spiral of death. Most people believe in an afterlife.
Yeah.
Some people believe that there is no afterlife. Like, this is it.
Right.
After you're done with this, it's eternal oblivion.
Like you don't exist anymore. Like there's no consciousness, no nothing. Like it's just you cease to be.
Yes.
Is what a lot, like, there are people who believe this. Yes.
Yes. That thought process has horrified me.
That it's just over.
It's just over. You just no longer exist. I'm getting like that sinking feeling in your stomach. I'm getting that just talking about it.
You're, like, geeking out, like geeking a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild because whenever you have that mindset, then, like, if that's the way you think, right? Which, if that's the way you think, that's on you. Like, if that's good for you, good for you. But if that's the way you think, then what's the point of anything that you do?
I think
like-
that's the exact point.
Right, because it's like, well, like, you could leave an impact on other people, and they could do good things for other people who are living. And it's like, well, if that's the point, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But in the end, how do you benefit? You don't. Like, that is the kicker. You don't benefit because, like, you can't say, well, there's the thought that I did something good for the world, because in the end, no matter how many years go by, that's going to be forgotten at some
Yep.
point.
Yeah.
Like, then literally nothing you have ever done will have ever mattered. Which, if you've done a lot of shit that you're not proud of, then it's like, hell yeah. But if you've tried hard and, like, you try to leave a positive impact on the world, then that's so scary and it's so sad, you know? Because
That's
like,
what I always say, because, like, it's anxiety inducing, because to think that one day I will just cease to exist. If there's an afterlife, great, then I have something to look forward to. But if not, I will cease to exist. That means I can't do all the things that I enjoy doing leisurely, like breathing, filming the 5 o'clock reboot with my buddy Alex, just doing the things that I love most. One day, I will no longer be allowed to do. I will no longer have the luxury of doing these things.
and also, if that's the way you believe, here's the real kicker. You won't even be able to think about it.
Exactly.
Like, it won't exist anymore. Literally won't exist
You will
anymore.
literally just...
Not to you, anyway. Like, it'll exist on the internet as long as the internet's a thing. You know, when the apocalypse happens and, like, nobody's able to access the internet until it gets reinvented again, and even then, it'll all be new, and it won't be the same thing. It'll all be lost.
Yep.
Like, not even a drop in the bucket, because the bucket doesn't exist, nor does the water.
Exactly. And so that thought process, it used to happen every now and then. It would just give me like a wave of depression, because I'm just thinking, you know, damn, one day I'm not going to exist. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. When is it going to happen? I don't know. But one day I will cease to function as a series of memories. My daily actions won't impact the world regardless, but my contributions to the enactment of the world will cease to exist. Now, there'll be more people to take my place, but that thought process has always crossed my mind. Now, it's happened less lately, as I've kind of just come to terms with it. But like, whenever I was a kid, it was like every day I was thinking about it. Thinking about what it would be like to cease to exist. And the human brain can't fathom that. To just cease.
Right, because you can't fathom what you don't know.
That's not even just it. You can't fathom
Nothing.
not existing. You don't think. You don't breathe. You don't see. You don't feel. You don't hear. You don't touch. You don't even have a consciousness. You just cease to exist.
Right.
Which is like,
Yeah, and like, you can't know what that would be like, because what your brain what your brain even prints your memories on, you know, has consciousness. You have no memory without your consciousness. You know?
So you wouldn't even have memories or anything like that.
Exactly. Now,
Fuck. I
you
should
know,
not.
you know the way that I believe
Yeah.
about these things, you know, and I'm not gonna turn this into like a theological podcast, because God knows I have fucking went hard about my beliefs on this pod, and like this condition that I'm in is not
Yeah.
the way that I need to be for that.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I love the way I believe, and I love talking about the way I believe. I know that there's a lot of people who don't believe the way that I believe.
Mm.
But like, unlike a lot of folks who believe the way I believe, I'm not an aggressive guy. You know what I mean?
Well, see, here's the thing. You believe the way you believe, and you enact on the way that you believe, compared to millions of others who don't.
Well, the thing is, the way that I believe, my belief tells me to love.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. Like, and I get some serious, like, I can't even describe it, man. Like, feelings. Like, it's a different kind of feeling, bro. I'm not kidding. It's a different kind of feeling. And it brings me immeasurable joy. And that's the way, that's the reason I am the way I am. And people who don't believe the way that I believe probably feel similar things, because that's the reason they believe the way they believe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't believe things for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you, for example, you were talking about one day it'll be oblivion. I won't matter. Nothing will matter. And that sucks. You believe that way for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to say this right now. I hope to fucking everything alive that you're fucking right. Because that eternal oblivion thing kind of sucks.
well, buddy, I hope I'm right too. I feel like I am.
So allow me
Yeah.
to put into perspective. So whenever I was a Christian,
Yeah.
I was diehard. I was like, I would take that shit with me anywhere I go.
Yeah, dude, when I was like 14, I would have never touched this stuff. I still believe what I believe, but I've just backslid.
Okay. So I always told people, you know, fuck, I just lost the point. Hold on.
When you were a Christian, you used to tell people.
Yes. So I would tell people, you know, they're like, they would get onto my case about my beliefs, and they were just like, you know, what if you're wrong? What if all this is just bullshit? What if there's no heaven, no hell, whatever? I was like, well, I would rather be faithful and be wrong than to be unfaithful and correct.
You know what's wild? I was actually just thinking those thoughts. Like, what is the worst thing that could come from following the teachings and loving your neighbor and loving God, right? What's the worst that could come from that and living your life according to that, right? Because
Sticking to the code.
when it comes down to it, in the Old Testament, we were given, like, there was a lot of laws. There was a lot of laws. And then they were like, hey, humanity can't keep up with, like, all of this shit. So can you, like, give us 10, like, what can
basic.
we do? And God was like, Okay, here's 10 things. Here's 10 things. You need to do these 10 things, and if you don't do them, like, there's a sacrifice that has to be made, to, like, atone yourself. Something else has to pay for what you've done. So, like, and then everything will be cool. But, yeah, you just have to, like, do these 10 things, and then everything will be fine. And then, lo and behold, God knew, as did a lot of the people, that humans are human. And there's times that we can't do those 10 things, right? And you see, and then Jesus came. Now, Jesus served another purpose in the book. If you believe, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't believe, and I'm not trying to step on any toes, but, like, I'm just giving you a little insight to what I'm believing, and, that
He's preaching.
That is what it is.
He's preaching. Ah!
I ain't preaching.
Oh, no.
But there was the 10 things, right?
Yeah.
And God said, man, humanity really fell off. And
They really fell off.
and he said to him, he's like, hey,
Fix their shit.
who will bear the sins, And Jesus was like, hey, Dad, I'll do it. And God was like, no. Okay. So Jesus comes down here,
Said, all right, picked him up. And,
and Jesus comes down by way of immaculate birth. And Jesus gave 2 commandments. See, a lot of people don't talk about it as commandments. But Jesus said that you do 2 things. Sorry for hitting my mic. Jesus said that you do 2 things. That you love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, neighbor is kind of a relative term, meaning
it's everybody.
you love everybody.
Yeah.
Like you love yourself. Like you give to somebody what you want yourself to have. You treat somebody how you want to be treated. See, that's the golden rule, right?
Yeah.
And the other one is that you love thy God with all thy heart, mind, and strength. Now, you see, now I'm not saying that this does away with the Old Testament 100% or nothing like that. But you see that after Jesus came, it kind of changed the way of the world, right? Because when Jesus died on the cross and he bore the sins of those who believe and accept, right? It puts us in what a lot of people call the grace period, because we are under a period of grace where,
Until the second coming.
well, you see,
The Jesusing.
here's the thing. When God forgave and forgives the sins, it says it is cast as far as the east is from the west, right? When God forgives, it's not like whenever humans forgive, right? Like, when somebody does something that, like, really, really, really pisses you off, like someone does
You
something
can't
that
exactly
makes you
smite them.
mad, right? When someone makes you mad, and you're like, you know what? Let's bury the hatchet. A lot of times, what humans, like us people, do is we'll bury the hatchet with that person, but we like to leave that handle sticking out.
You forgive, but you don't forget.
You forgive, but you don't forget. That's not what the book says that God does. The book says that when God forgives, it's forgiven and it's gone.
That boy buried the hatchet of all hatchets.
That boy buried that hatchet deep. He ain't digging it up. That hatchet don't exist no more.
And now here's my favorite thing about all the summary. I can summarize Christianity and their beliefs in one simple sentence, as well as most religions. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's like all of it. Just don't be a dick.
I mean, like, there's some other parts in it, but like in the general of how to behave, right? Like how to treat others.
How to treat others and how to treat yourself.
How to treat others, how to treat yourself.
Don't be a dick.
How to live.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. My papaw even, I heard him talking. Now, my papaw, I'm going to tell you, my papaw's a better man than I'll ever be. A better Christian than I'll ever be. I'll tell you that right now. And I will gladly and I will proudly admit that I do believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care who knows that. If a good Lord's willing, I want everybody to know it, right? But here's the thing. I will never be the man nor as close as my papa is. Because of how my papa's lived his life, which I understand times change, times are different, things are different. People are tempted in different ways with different things, and generations happen, and all these different things happen, and the world's going downhill, and I get it.
But on fire.
I get it. But I heard my papa this past Sunday. I was at Sunday dinner. Sunday lunch is, it's lunchtime, but we call it Sunday dinner. A lot of folks met after church. I didn't go to church. I should have, but, I didn't. I'm sorry. But here, we'll get on that in a minute. But as was happening a lot around here, people in my mama's family, or my papa's family, I can't remember which one it was, made liquor and drank it a lot. And one of my uncles was talking to my papa and said, now, just because he had a drink every now and then didn't make him a bad person. And my papa was like, no. He said, the book says it's not about what goes into your body. He said it's about what comes out of your body. Right?
Yeah.
So if you put this in you and you start acting all evil and getting lustful or getting unfaithful or getting hateful and getting mean and all this other stuff, then there's something in you that's using this to act upon it. Right?
By God.
Or, shit, I don't know. Dude, there's a lot of things that I will never know. There's a lot of things that a lot of people will never know.
Yeah.
Especially about, the different religions, and Lord knows about what I believe. But listen, right now I believe I believe that I'm okay, and I know that I'm good, but good in the sense, but
In the sense.
sorry, but who's to say that there's not an evil force working right now through me, doing all this? I'm sorry. I'm rambling. And
so
I believe that I'm okay.
Yeah. And see, I still base. So ever since I switched to Buddhism, it's not been about worshiping a god or a deity. It has been, don't be a dick. That's literally most, if not all, religions, to summarize their teachings, the 10 Commandments, the columns, and all that jazz. Say it with me now, folks. Don't be a dick. It's not that hard. Now, I understand, if someone is mean to you.
I'm so sorry. I gotta pee. I'm gonna tell you this now for you to know in post. And I'm looking at you in post. I'm twisting my mic towards you so I can still hear what you're saying while I'm peeing. Because I got my earbud in. You'll just have to cut this audio. Is that okay for you?
I just hope that I'll remember.
We're literally talking about this right now. You're going to hear the conversation that I'm having right now.
Fucked.
You're going to hear this when you're sober, bro.
Maybe.
Oh, wait, no, you drink to record. I'm going to mute my mic and I'm going to go pee. Okay?
I'll talk louder. I'll put it. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. So, whoa. Our hands just touched. So I always talk about, it is that simple, if someone makes you angry, you just don't act on it. I've been on that road several times. I am not the same guy who I used to be, years ago. I am a different person. I am of a different breed, and I've learned from my mistakes. I'm a more developed human, as people would call it. I have yet to become the perfect me that I could always see, but not to get a little preachy here, but while not every human is perfect, we all still strive for something, right? Now, me being almost 26 now, by the time this comes out, I'll be 26. I always tell people, just be excellent to each other. It's not that hard. If everyone followed their teachings to the letter, the world would be a better place. There would be no need for being mean to each other. Because, it's a bit controversial, but people talk about, the gays and how they're an abomination before God. And nothing in the teachings say that. Period. Now, there is the interpretation of the King James where it says man shall not lay with man, but the actual correct translation is man shall not lay with child. Because love is love. The gays don't do anything wrong. I got plenty of gay homies, and they were excellent. They even, without a shadow of a doubt, treat me better than most of the people who I have in my closest circles, let alone the people who I keep on the outer rim. And that's the thing. If everyone was just excellent to each other, the world would be a better place. Because you get all these people who get so hateful from their quote unquote beliefs that they hear and then just telephone game to the next person. Because everyone has their own beliefs, their own thoughts, their own processes on certain things. But my number one thing is things that people view right now. My biggest thing has always been the gays and people's beliefs. I was talking about it a second ago because people talk about the King James version.
Yeah, which a lot of folks. Now here's where what I believe kind of is a little different here, right? I believe that if I'm supposed to steer clear of something, because buddy, I feel like I know what conviction is,
Right.
I feel like if I'm supposed to stay away from somebody or something, and I'm supposed to not love somebody, then I'll know that. But the book tells me that I'm supposed to love everybody.
Exactly.
Right? And you know what I feel? I feel like I'm supposed to love everybody. You know what I do?
Love everybody.
If a good Lord's willing, I love everybody. There's people who's been mean to me. You know what? I want them to do well in life.
Yeah.
They may not want to have me in their life, and that's okay. If they don't want me in their life, then I don't need to be in their life because I'm going to cause them trouble. And I love them, and I want them to do well.
And see, that's always my thing.
Go ahead.
Because everyone has their own reservations about the teachings and things like that. And I never shit on religions. I'll never shit on your religion. I'll never shit on John Doe's religion. I'll never do that.
Yeah,
I will shit on people's false teachings every step of the way. So the King James Version, I shit on the most. Do you know why the King James Version basically exists?
I would like for you to enlighten me.
So that he could divorce his wife and remarry.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's speculation, of course, but he ended up telephone gaming the Bible. And you guys can do your own research on this and enlighten yourselves. But in the translation, it says, man shall not lay with man, right?
In the King James, that's what's preached a lot around here.
Yes.
And I've always wondered, because I have a lot of friends. Well, I don't have, say, a lot of friends who know how to read Hebrew, But I know some folks who learned and went to school for that,
Mhm.
you know, and they live a life kind of similar to I do,
Right.
you know. But anyway, continue.
It was translated to man shall not live with man, but that was not meant to say no gays. It was actually meant to say man shall not live with child.
But you know, Jesus said something like that too.
Yeah, means
Said,
no pedophilia.
yeah, Jesus said, be better to have a millstone tied around your neck and cast into the sea than to harm the least of these my children.
Yeah. And so that's like always my thing about it, because you'll have these people who are just so gung-ho about it, and it's like,
To check that real quick, because I've heard that, but I should not say that as gospel without checking.
right. But like, my thing is like, you should love everybody. Stop treating people with hate. And so you always get people who act like that. So today, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, where I work, there's a guy who will sit in the employee parking lot, just the guest parking, who will preach to people. And that's fine. Like, I'm not shitting on him about that. But he will talk about the damnation of the gays and will refer to them as the F word while he's teaching.
What's going on? I'm sorry.
There's a guy who shows up to where I work, like in the parking lot, the guest parking, the employee parking, who will just preach, which is fine. But then he casts damnation on the gays and will refer to them by the F slang. Yeah. Now, part of me wants to be spiteful and correct him, but at the same time, you can't teach somebody something else that they know for a fact, even if it is not a fact, but it is their fact. This is what they were taught. This is what they know. They can't learn any different. And sometimes, that's what your job is, as well as my job, is to, in your religion sense, you are the shepherd to guide your flock. Now, what would discern you being the shepherd from old buddy calling people the F word in the middle of a parking lot? I think that you referring to people as people,
Yeah.
not in any kind of slang term, would jurisdict you to be more worthy of being a shepherd to your flock, being a leader to help guide people to their proper place. I, to this day, never truly understood why people act the way that they do whenever it comes to stuff like that. Because I don't know about you, but I've never been treated poorly by anybody that happened to like the same sexual orientation. As a matter of fact, they're quite lovely. Some of them even buy me free drinks.
So I've not been treated poorly either. I mean, straight up, I've kind of been judged because of how I sound. Like, and people kind of treat me a little bit different in the beginning, but that's because they think that I'm going to be a prick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, like, let's face it, the Southern accent doesn't always have a good track record of showing love. You know, like people talk about, Southern hospitality, but there are groups of people who are oppressed by people who sound like me. You know, and that makes me very sad. Like, it bothers me, man, because, like, I understand why people, like, think that I'm going to be mean to them, because people who sound like me are often mean to them, you know? Like, if you was to see me walk in and be like, hell yeah, can I get a Coke? You know, like, can I get a Coca-Cola to drink or something like that? Good Lord, golly bum, it's hot in here. Do y'all not have enough money to pay the electric bill to put on a little bit of cold air? You know, or something like that. Someone's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is someone what is it that they don't like? This is somebody who doesn't like people who aren't the same race as them. They also don't like people who like the same gender, or same sex. It's like, that's not me.
Right.
Like, if you, like, no matter how you choose to live your life, right? Whether, which I say whether the book says it's right or wrong, whatever. I was going to be like, I love everybody. There are people who I do have problems with, but those are pedophiles and racists. Like, those are the two people.
I specifically have a problem with them.
I specifically have a problem with them too. Like, I know the book, like, teaches forgiveness and stuff, but I'm telling you right now, if I had a kid and somebody harmed or was inappropriate with my child, I will personally put them 6 feet under.
Yep.
And you will watch me rot in prison, and I will smile every day because that person not only will no longer harm my child, but they will never harm another child. I am horrible. Also, the verse that I was talking about, according to BibleGateway.com, says, "It is better for him if a millstone is hung around his neck and he is thrown into the sea than that he may cause one of these little ones to sin." And there's a bunch of different little translations. "Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a great millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea." Is King James? That one was showing. King James says, "It were better for him that a millstone were hanged around his neck and he cast into the sea than that he should offend one of these little ones." Basically, what this verse is saying is it would be better if somebody's trying to lead someone astray, right? Like, if I were to be like, hell yeah, it's okay to hate everybody. Fucking beat someone if you want to. Like, do whatever, like, cause whatever evil deed, fall to greed, things like that. Like, if I were like, yeah, man, cheat on your spouse, if I were doing shit like that, it would be better if a millstone were hung around my neck and I were cast into the sea.
It would be better for you to treat me as less than swine if I were to try to lead the flock astray.
Yeah. If I were trying to get you to do evil things, kill me, is what it's saying.
Yeah. That's pretty on the nose. I mean, if it's a thought process of, if you intend to harm another, let alone children, perhaps maybe everyone shall beat up the bubble-blowing baby who's associated at the bar. I'm also doing a little bit of research as well.
Absolutely. Also, as a heads up, we've been recording for almost 2 hours. Also, I love I know it's a little controversial, like in today's times, but I love these talks.
They're good.
They're
good little talks.
Because, like, I know that you're rooted in your beliefs, right? And I'm rooted in my beliefs. And, like, it brings me such great joy to be able to have these conversations without it getting, like, aggressive or heated.
Well, it's because we know each other, and we don't get all fucking butthurt whenever we're like, "Yeah, you don't believe damnation." poop your pants. You know, we can actually have a casual conversation about it, because I don't hate your religion as you don't hate mine. We just
Right.
we don't have the capacity to hate each other for anything that we do, as long as we're not doing something like, I don't know, sodomizing a dog, you know?
Yeah.
And because of that, we're actually able to have an intelligent conversation, and we can
Yes.
actually reserve that for the fact that no matter what's said, we're still friends. We're still doing a podcast together. And, you know, we try not to go too deep into these roads, but, you know, sometimes it makes good talking points.
It certainly does. Also, I think it serves as a great reminder for, you know, y'all as listeners or viewers, or, you know, whoever or whatever you may be, that these conversations are still able to be had in the modern world, you know? And like, when it comes to your personal fundamentals, you have to know that there are others in this world who have their own personal fundamentals, you know? And you can have these conversations with others peacefully. Like, it is possible. Now, I will say that there are people who do get a little militant about their beliefs. Now, it may not always start off as militant, but sometimes things can escalate quickly.
I think it's more like if you, like, there's a difference between being like, you're dumb, your religion is wrong, and I'm going to kill you because your religion is different from mine. Or I'm going to beat the fuck out of you because you believe differently than me. Right? Because it's like us. We have different beliefs, but we still respect that. We're not shoving it down each other's throat.
Yeah, no.
On one hand, like, I've taught you about my beliefs. And
Yeah.
to be fair, I know about your beliefs because I did follow it. But you're still open to talk about it. And we can still have regular dialect about it. And there's no hostility. There's no bullshit. Like, you're not strangling me over the couch with the mic cord because I believe differently than you do. Now, if everyone followed that, as I was saying, like, it would just be a better place. Especially in a place as controversial as, say, America.
Yeah, America, the melting pot.
Literally the melting pot. Give us your sick, give us your poor. Meaning, bring everyone who you can into this country so that we can nurture them and give them prosperity in the land of opportunity. Which, granted, there's not a lot of opportunity anymore, but it embodies what people had fought and died for in our ancestry.
And people still fight and die for this.
Yeah.
You know, like,
They believe in what the flag means. They believe in what our entire system means. Now, granted, recently, due to current events, they have changed. The perspective has changed. They're not the same as what they used to be, arguably, but the fundamentals are still there. And our issue is that we have forgotten that. Not necessarily that we forgot it, but our country doesn't remember what we started, why we started, who we've become, the things that we've changed over the years compared to what it was meant to be.
Right.
There was never a moment in time that I have ever thought that somebody who is more fortunate or less fortunate than I am should be treated differently.
Right.
Someone who looks differently than me should be treated differently than me. Someone who believes differently than me should be treated differently.
Right.
Now, granted, there's moments where fear-mongering is a thing, because during times like 9/11, everyone was all of a sudden afraid of people who followed Sharia's law, things like that. People who had the Muslim belief and followed that. But there were still good people who believed it and didn't act hostile about it.
Right.
It's the same thing the whole way around. People don't ever talk about it, but during World War II, after Pearl Harbor, we made camps for people who are Japanese or of Asian descent in fear of them doing something on American soil.
It was America's concentration camps. Like, while we weren't exactly like murdering, we were subjecting that population to horrible living conditions. And after that, you know, in the 50s and 60s and into the 70s, you know, like, you get away from, like, well, the 60s is, you know, we still had a big 50s and 60s, we still had a pretty big race thing going on in America, but like, people who had thoughts about economic systems, you know, like, did you ever read not the Crucible? Is it the Crucible?
I have not read The Crucible regardless.
I'm just double making sure. Yes, it is The Crucible. It's about the Salem witch trials. And it was written in 53.
It may have.
It was written in 53 by Arthur Miller. And, like, you remember the witch trials? How it was like,
That was bullshit?
that person's a witch. Kill him. Which was basically, that person needs to die so I can marry this person. You know what I mean?
So
because, like, how do you prove that you're not a witch?
I actually loved the Salem witch trials, not for what happened, but for how dumb it was.
Dude, whenever I was a junior in high school, I took Walter State, which was a college class, Walter State and American History, right? Which actually covered American History 1 and 2 because we met 4 days a week, which is more than the class originally met, right? So they crammed 2 courses into 1 semester. And halfway through, we took the final for American History 1. My professor, oh my God, DJ Holland. That's what we called him. That was his name. Like, it was, his initials were DJ, and he was Professor Holland. So we called him DJ Holland. Loved this guy, dude. He was awesome. He was very abrasive, right? And, like, he was cool you believe in what you wanted to believe, but he wanted to know why. Like, why? He would why anything to death. Literally, why anything to death. He would why you into oblivion.
I love that kind of stuff because it's not so much you're wrong, tell me why. It's a challenge. He's challenging you. Why do you believe what you believe?
Yeah.
I love that kind of, that's the kind of communication that I love compared to you're wrong. Shit your pants right now. I like dialect. I like having dialogue about certain things because I would have people all the time. They would do that shit to me, and what annoys me the most is always like the bombardment. Why? And just like, if you would let me explain,
I will tell you why I think what I think.
Exactly.
But the thing is, when you tell them why you think what you think,
you're wrong.
Why do you think that?
Yeah, you're wrong.
And then you would have to explain why you think what you think. And then it's like, okay, why do you think what you think? Why do you think about what you think what you think? And then why do you think about what you think about what you think?
Why do you think about why you think about what you think what you think?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
it's just a rabbit hole.
You can why anything to death, you know?
And I think people do that too,
Some
specifically
people do it
to try to like find a flaw in your belief. The why rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, why are you a Buddhist? Well, because I follow the teachings a lot better than I follow, say, Sharia law or Judaism or anything like that. And they're like, okay, but why do you follow that? It's like, well, because don't you touch that. That's mine, bitch. We're almost done here. 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Okay.
Don't you touch that.
Having fun.
Don't you touch that. It's mine.
Straight up, I really should let these last 2 sink in.
Yeah, you're 6 in. I'm 3 in, and I'm fucked. Ciders do something different to me.
I'm actually doing really good, believe it or not.
Ciders do something special to me.
But anyway, about the why rabbit hole. We'll finish this conversation and then we'll rate this. This is going to be a long episode, but this turned into like a really serious, solid episode.
It was literally an hour of bullshit, and then just we grabbed something and just started running with it.
Well, yeah, like, so for those of you who are here,
still,
we're getting into some serious stuff, and you know, we appreciate you hanging on if you're hanging on, and
if you made it this far.
Yeah, if you made it this far, you know, you're a real diehard. We appreciate you.
You're a bro.
Absolutely. But anyway, about the why rabbit hole. People, you know, some people try to find a flaw in your belief. And people who look for flaws in others' beliefs are not strong enough in their own belief that they have to find flaws in others to further cement their own belief, right? And that's not the way to go about cementing your belief. If you want to cement your belief, Christians, think about it and pray about it.
It's about faith.
It's about faith, which is the substance of things not seen. Buddy, the amount of times I heard that in sermons.
The amount of times that I've heard shit. This is something that always made me mad. So, like, because there are good atheists, but there's also, like, the super annoying ones, right?
Right, substance of belief in things unseen.
Yep. There's always, like, those annoying, the annoying people who are just like, how do you know he's real? How do you know God's real? How do you know? You can't see him, you can't hear him, you can't smell him, you can't touch him, so he must not be real. Then you're just like, can you see air? Can you smell air? No, you can smell other things. Air doesn't typically have a smell necessarily, and if it does, you're already nose blind to it because you smell it the second that you squeeze out of a vagina. You can't touch air. You can feel wind, but that's different than you being able to reach out and touch it.
Right.
So it's the same thing. Light you can see. You can't feel light unless you're out in the sun. You know, you can't smell light. Light doesn't have a smell. And it's something that always annoyed me because that's part of the rabbit hole. They would get so far into it, they were like, you can't see it, hear it, smell it, or touch it. So it doesn't exist. You're just like, okay.
And you believe that the things that the human brain can comprehend, you believe that the human brain is so advanced. Now, I'm not trying to downplay the human brain, but you believe...
Downplay it, dude. We're dumb as fuck.
But you believe that the human brain is so advanced that we are able to perceive everything that there is to be. That is real. That is real. Right? We can only see so many colors.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. We can't even see in infrared while other animals can.
Do you know what the... what's that shrimp that can fucking...
see everything?
Crack shit.
The punching shrimp?
Yeah. They have so many more rods and cones than we do. Can you imagine? Oh my god.
The perception check on that boy.
Of their colors.
That boy could roll a perception check and win every time. He could roll a nat 1 and win.
There are colors that they see that we will never see. As humans.
And they can see in infrared.
Yes. We can't see that shit.
We need technology to see in infrared.
And that's just what we believe to be infrared. That is what we believe to be infrared. Based on the numbers of the wavelengths of light that we have quantified with our human brains.
Yeah.
Right?
What our knowledge is what we perceive. Our knowledge constantly changes. It's why I'm such a huge fan of things like science. Because science, while it is a fact, you know this to be true. Molecules, atoms, chemical makeups, chemical bonds, things that you know are a fact could change tomorrow.
Yes. Like, for example, like, you know how we're taught the layers of the earth, right?
Mm.
You know, you have
We talked about this.
the crust, the
The
mantle,
crust, the
and
mantle,
the core.
the outer core. We don't know.
That's a theory. That's not a fact.
We don't know that exists.
That's a theory.
Yeah. But in school, we were taught that is a fact. That is something that is concrete. We've never been to the core. We don't know that this is a thing. This is a speculation made by some human brain.
This is someone who said, this has to be what it is because this is what makes sense.
Exactly.
And if somebody's telling you that something makes sense, it makes sense to you.
And so that's what I love about science. Science is not set in stone. It is set in clay. It is able to be molded until it is ready to be set in stone.
Dude, fucking especially medical science.
Oh God.
Dude,
Don't even get me started.
I
Used to
listen-
have methamphetamine as a regular thing to like give people. And then we're just like, maybe not.
Hey, you know what we used to do for gallstones? We, like, for men, and probably for women too, I don't know, but they had these rods that increased in diameter, and they would shove them up their urethra, and they would bust up the stones, or they would widen the hole so far that you could pass them. That's Civil War medical science for you. Also, you know, for example, methamphetamines, heroin, things like that. You know how we saw that, you know, today. Like, we're like, that's bad. No, that was awful. That was medical. You know, a common blood thinner is used in rat poison. Like, 50 years from now, medical science is going to be like, yeah, 50 years ago, we used to give this to people because we thought it was great. And now we know that it causes XYZ, PDQ, all these fucking problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's just like with asbestos. We know that asbestos was a big problem, but now you get those commercials. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Exactly. And now I think about the cast of White Christmas. Have you ever seen White Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
You know that snow at the end?
Mm-hmm.
That was asbestos.
Oh my God.
That snow at the end was asbestos.
Eesh.
Yes.
But see, that's what I love about science. Science will always be my favorite subject. Science and history were my shit. Because no matter what you know today could change tomorrow. History is written by the victor. That's a famous quote where you don't hear the other side of the story. Then whenever that other story comes out, holy shit, this opens up a whole new line of possibilities. Hey, look, he's wearing the Batman underwear that he got jabbed in his ass with. Woo! The na pair that he got whenever he got a shot in his ass. But science has always been like my shit. Because, like I said, nothing is ever set in stone. It's set in clay. Something you know for a fact today could change tomorrow. There's so many things that we understand, and the human brain can only comprehend so much. In theory, we can do this. In theory, we can do that. Whenever we know for a fact what we can do, but then tomorrow we know for a fact we can do something else. That's why science is the shit. I'm fucked. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's also early in the morning. Oh, fuck. No. Woo. Yeah, I think that you're just more used to ciders than I am. But like your body. It's like how sake fucks me up so quick because like my body's never had it, let alone my generational value. Maybe your family used to drink a lot of ciders.
Maybe. Are you going to drink these other 3?
I will eventually. I should not drink them tonight.
Oh, well.
I also say that you probably should because those other 2 that may catch up may hit you hard.
Dude, it's been like 20 minutes.
Oh. Well, Alex.
Yeah?
Before we move a little too far here, I'm gonna ask you something.
Ask me, buddy.
Yeah, what do you think about our Angry Orchard hard cider Chris Apple?
Dude, straight up. You're going to think I'm a fool for giving such a low cider, such a high grade.
Oh.
I'm giving Angry Orchard a 5.
Yeah.
I'm giving Angry Orchard a 5 because it's been number one. Ever since I've had it, it's been a mainstay. They have many variations that have always been a pleasure. And I mean, like, it's so smooth and the flavor is immaculate. Like, alcohol doesn't smack you in the face with the flavor. Like, it tastes like you're drinking apple juice.
Apple juice.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of apple juice. And, I mean, it's just done some great things for me in the past. And, it's got me feeling pretty good. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's 5%. I didn't have to look at the bottle. I just grabbed the bottle for no reason, but, because like I know it's 5% alcohol, but I mean that's like a good percentage. Like it's a little higher than a beer, which is what you'd expect out of a cider. I mean, I'm sure, and I know that we've had other ciders in the past that have graded really high, but Angry Orchard will always hold a very special place in my heart.
It's a go-to.
So yeah, no, I mean, I'm giving it a 5. I mean, you see how I was able to just trudge on through, you know, without any problems.
I think my only problems was the Waffle House.
The Waffle House is what got me before we started, and I pooped. You didn't poop.
It's true. Should have pooped. Might poop after the pod.
Probably will poop after the pod.
Poop at the pod.
Pod poopers.
5 o'clock pod poopers.
Welcome to the 5 o'clock reboot. Well, we will be pooping your week off right. But anyway, Derek.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Where does Angry Orchard hard cider, the crisp apple flavor, lie on your clock?
What a good question. Let me meditate on that real quick.
Let me meditate as well. Just kidding. I'm not going to crack one. These last 2 now are yours. I really want another one, dude.
You got another one.
Derek, are you sure? I don't
You
want
bought
to take
these
from you.
things.
Huh?
You bought these.
I know, but it's halvesies. It's always been halvesies.
You bought them. You may have one.
Will you be mad if I drink one?
No.
Do you promise?
I wouldn't be mad if you drank the rest of them.
I'm not going to drink the rest of them, but how about this? We'll do 6 and 4 this time. You just got to promise to have that last one.
I'll have that last one.
Okay.
It would actually be 7 and 5. You'd have 7 and this would be 5.
Oh, that's right. That makes 12. 2 Sixers is a 12 pack. Maybe I am a little drunk. Listen, this long after having 6 in my system and me being like, I'm a little drunk, that's saying something.
A little bit. I don't know. I'm not really getting a flavor index here, man. I don't know. Really letting it.
I think I kind of taste apple. Let's
Hold on.
Let's just fucking.
know. I don't know, man. It's just kind of like, it's kind of. I don't know. It's kind of a hard rating. I don't know, man. Yeah, you know what? You know what?
What?
I think I come to a conclusion.
What's your conclusion?
I think it's a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I know.
Ding a ding a ding a ding a ding.
I know. Just ding a ling a ling ding. I know. I have to burp, but it's just sitting there, standing there,
Menacingly.
This is always a go-to drink if I go to the bar, with a shot of Fireball. Angry Balls for short.
Dude, it's balling if they have this on tap.
There it is. Fuck. Angry Orchard, always welcome in my house. But Alex,
Yeah.
I have to ask.
Ask away.
Where does... Wait a minute. See, that's...
Where does... Wah, wah, wah. Even flow.
Where... What are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Yeah.
This is disappointing. I am... No, hold on. No. Oh, here we go. I am in a really high-end apartment. Like, we're talking a penthouse. I'm in a penthouse, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful. The weather inside my apartment, obviously, is immaculate. If it's cold outside, I've got the heat on. If it's hot, I've got the cool air on. Like, I am at a perfect temp right now. And
There it is.
I walk around where I come to this, where I like step into this in this scene in my mind is interesting, because like I'm walking out of the kitchen and I'm feeling good, man.
Feeling zesty.
I'm feeling really zesty.
Real zesty.
Like, I'm feeling like I'm here to chill.
Here to vibe.
Here to vibe. So I go over to my speaker and I turn that thing on. And I connect my phone to it and I start playing only the most balling of tunes.
Just the vibiest of ballin' tunes.
Like, I've got some Stan Rogers on.
A
Okay.
dear old Stan.
Yes, I have Dear Old Stan on right now. And I'm listening to this and I walk over to the window and I'm looking and I'm seeing like all these other skyscrapers around. It's really interesting because like I'm not really a city guy, but like right now I'm kind of fucking with it.
Kind of fucking
And
with it.
like life's just going on, and right now I'm not like good at my job, and I'm caught up on my like housework. Like I just got done doing the dishes, for Christ's sake.
Phew.
And,
Working man.
sorry, Lord. And gonna relax. Got Stan Rogers playing.
Just vibing.
It feels great in here, and like that's when I'm starting to really notice that I'm not wearing a shirt,
Oh.
and I'm not wearing any pants either.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
It's your penthouse. That's okay.
it's my apartment.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're paying rent.
But I remember that I was talking to some friends earlier, and they were talking about coming over, and I was like, I really need to be like able to be ready quick. So I'm not naked. That's a whole nother layer, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like standing here looking out this window. I'm wearing my underwear, some like loose boxers, mind you, like they could fall off at any minute if I just wiggle right. And I'm wearing some like little socks,
Teeny tiny
socks. I am in underwear, like loose underwear, but I'm in underwear. I'm not
baby socks that fit on your 2 toes.
like it's barely covering my heel right now, and I don't even own socks like that. But like they're barely covering my heels. Like I can't say I'm Zuda butt naked because like I've been Zuda butt naked and this ain't quite it, but it's real close. You know, like maybe here in about 10 minutes I might be Zuda butt naked. I'm not Zuda butt naked right now, but I'm feeling great. Like this is a big win. Now, Derek.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
Well, my son, my boy, yeah, my main slide, my main squeeze.
Absolute. What?
Anyway, I think it's only appropriate that I set this setting in an orchard.
Pretty fair.
It's mild temperature outside. It's not too hot. It's not too cold.
Feels good.
Feels pretty good. Winds are gusting. I'm thinking, you know, man, these apples, they're looking pretty ripe. Wow. So, pull out my standard issue Black & Decker stepping stool. Go, shh, put it down. I'm like, what are you doing, step ladder? I step up on it. I pick an apple. Straight from the tree. Look down at the apple, and it looks back at me. And then I realize that the apple's looking at me and freak out a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's a little weird. And the apple, from me being so scared, it gets scared, and it just explodes in my hand.
Oh.
I just got apple chunks. And now it's getting colder because I'm covered in apple pulp.
Covered in appy juice.
Got covered in apple juice. And I'm feeling this sticky apple juice running down my bare chest. A little cold and get a little nippy. But then I notice that it keeps running down. Then I notice that it keeps running down, and it's dribbling down the old St. Peter.
Oh gosh.
So I've got no pants on.
The bear
and no
St. Peter?
undies. I'm free balling in the middle of this orchard.
Let
Thank
alone
God.
without a shirt.
I know. Like, without a shirt's one thing, but boy, my Peter is apple flavored. And I'm just like in a panic. I'm like, oh my God. And I look down and I see my toes are out. Just chilling. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm naked.
Yeah.
And in a panic, I go to step off. You know, I try to step down the ladder, but then I trip. I miss the step and I fall. And my thunderous ass cheeks smack against the ground. It shakes some more apples loose. Some apples fall and they hit me on the head. I'm like, oh my God, is this what Isaac Newton experienced many years ago, discovering gravity?
And now you understand gravity.
I understood gravity because one of them hit me in the old ball sack.
Oh, jeez. Ow.
And me curled up in the fetal position, I realize I'm trashed, ready to get bashed, my boy.
Oh, jeez. You ready to get bashed?
Yeah, buddy.
Fuck.
Well,
Well, you've heard it here, folks. Here we are.
I gotta pee.
Derry, that was wonderful. Now, we're going to do this real quick before you go.
Yeah.
Now, y'all, this has been a wonderful time. We've had some not so serious topics and some super serious topics. And we appreciate y'all hanging in with us till the end. Now, y'all, I want to thank y'all for hanging in with us. And if you've made it to this point in the episode, I'd like to ask you that if you've enjoyed this episode, please drop us a like, right? Follow us on Spotify if you've enjoyed this, and shoot far. If you're on YouTube and you've enjoyed this, then please be sure to subscribe and be sure to ring that little notification bell. That way you get notified when we upload episodes. Also, you'll be a part of us. That's the biggest way to support us. Now, if something you'd like for us to talk about or something you'd like for us to know, drop it in that comment section. We'll read it. I promise. We check the
Discord.
Yeah. You know what else you got to do? If you want to get in touch with us, the best way to get in touch with us is to join the Discord, which there's a link in the description of the YouTube video, by the way. Yeah, you can join the Discord. Absolutely free. Just hop right on in. You will be very welcome, and we will be very happy to have you. Now, y'all, just to recap, that is, we would very much like for y'all to like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and be sure to ring that notification bell. If you're listening to us on Spotify, please follow the podcast, and then you'll get notified whenever we upload episodes on Spotify. Now, y'all, oh my God, I would like to thank y'all so much for listening. And y'all, with all of this, we hope that we've started your week off right. I know our week's been started off pretty damn good. Now, y'all, with that, we will see y'all in the next one.